Have you ever thought you really needed something when in reality you had everything that you needed? Our desires can blind us from seeing the truth that is around us. So we pursued a false narrative, forcing it into our own perceived needs. The children of Israel fell into that pursuit. And that's coming up next on Higher Learning. Israel wanted a king, but they were so blinded by their desires that they were unable to see that God was their king. The same God that brought them out of Egypt and delivered them from the hands of the Egyptians and from the hands of all kingdoms and from those who oppressed them. When our desires is greater than our reverence to God, those wants become a dominant factor in our lives. It becomes all that we want. Israel rejected God, the one who saved them from all their tribulations. And yet, after all God did for Israel, they still said, no, set a king over us. How does one find in their heart to reject the very one who has provided all of your needs? Yet in the Bible, it's very clear. It says, therefore, they inquire of the Lord further, has the man come here yet? And the Lord answered, there he is, hidden among the equipment. So they ran and brought him from there. And when he stood among the people, he was taller than any of the people from his shoulders upward. And Samuel said to the people, do you see him who the Lord has chosen? That there is no one like him among all the people. So all the people shouted, long live the king. When we seek those things that are not according to the will of the Father, there will be consequences. Saul was a perfect example of the saying, be careful what you wish for. For we saw in the life of Saul as king numerous decisions being made that was not pleasing in the eyes of the Lord. He did not obey God when the Lord told him to destroy all of the Amalekites. He performed rituals that only the priests were to perform. And because of his actions, Saul was given an evil spirit that tormented him. Now, some may say, it seems like Saul was the scapegoat in this scenario since he did not ask to be king. But Saul was an instrument of God, just like others in the Bible. God utilized Saul to teach us a lesson about reverence. God told Samuel, now therefore, heed their voice, the voice of the Israelites. However, you shall solemnly forewarn them and show them the behavior of the king who will reign over them. God wanted the people to understand what happens when he is not their king. But they wanted a king like all the other nations, so that the king may judge them and go before them and fight their battles. But wait, here is the irony. That is exactly what God did for them when He brought them out of Egypt. Everything they needed, but were unable to see. My brothers and sisters, God is everything that we need, and we should pursue Him with all passion. Our focus must be on God, for He is the one that will guide us through this maze that we call life. And if we keep on seeking after those things that are not of God, that are not in line with His will, we will reap those consequences also. This is why we abide in the Lord and allow the Holy Spirit to guide us. For it is written, when He, the Spirit of truth, has come, He will guide you into all truth. Jesus said, if you abide in my words, you are my disciples indeed, and you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. So, what do you want? Do you want what the world has to offer? Or do you want to pursue the true and living God? Well, take this into consideration as you make your decision. Everything that the world offers to us is temporary, everything. But the things of God is eternal, temporary, eternal. To me, the decision is very clear. So, what about you? My brothers and sisters, be blessed.